Hi there guys, welcome to episode 41 of the Kanto Solo Runs on the RetroBrown channel. And I'm sure you're noticing things are looking a little bit different. Let me explain. So the past couple of months I've been looking at the analytics, the comments you guys have been sending in, and more generally of what's been working and what's not been working with my videos. All the while I'm still trying to find my feet on YouTube, and this video is the first to implement these new changes as I continually A/B test and improve the quality of my content. Things that will be changing, I'm going to no longer be explaining the rules of my videos. If you want to see them though, they are going to be in every description below. From the next video, we'll also be conducting the wheel for the next video at the end of every video, and you'll see towards the back end of this one. That way you guys know which runs come in every Friday. And lastly, there's just a few aesthetic changes which I think look honestly a lot more improved than before. Please let me know what you think down the bottom. If you have a suggestion, let's have a chat. And with that being said, let's get started with figuring out which Pokemon we're going to go for in this video. So bringing it back to the wheel now, let's have a look. You can see I've got a little bit of a different setup here. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get for the first one. And first up we have Exeggutor. That's a really strong Pokemon, being Grass and Psychic, very exclusive in this generation. Some great moves to go for, but I want to see what we get second. And second is Raichu. Oh, we're getting some really good choices here. Electric type, that would struggle against Brock. Let's see what we get third up first. Last up is Tentacruel. You know what? I think out of the three, Raichu's going to be the biggest challenge. So I think today we're going to go with Raichu. So yeah, let's get started with the run. So now we've chosen Raichu, let's have a quick chat about it in general, really. So the reason why I've chose this one over the other two options with Exeggutor and Tentacruel is because it's going to be a harder challenge, especially in this early game. That mostly comes down to its moves. Its starting moveset, it gets Growl, Thundershock and Thunder Wave. So that in itself, as you can imagine with Brock, is already going to cause a problem because we've got no moves that can actually hit it. So we're going to have to rely on Struggle. And after those three moves, you don't learn anything else via level up. You have to go via TM moves, and the first TM we can actually pick up after Brock is going to be, well, Bide, and we can pick up Mega Punch in Mount Moon, and that's probably going to be the way we'll get through any rock types or anything else of that nature, really. Let's go back to its base stats. So base stat wise, it's got a really decent spread. It's got a total of 485, 60 HP, 90 attack, 90 special, 55 defense and 110 speed. So that speed is going to be perfect because, as we know in Pokemon, as soon as you outspeed, you've got a good advantage. We're going to go with, we're going to give the rival, we're going to give him the Venusaur to start off with this time. Because with the moveset we can actually learn via level up, that's going to be the harder challenge right at the end. But starting off, even with just having Thundershock, we're also already at a disadvantage because grass types resist electric types. So even a critical hit Thundershock there does not really do much damage. So we're going to have to paralyze it and hope that we get some paralysis turns. That way we can do more damage than they're giving us. And our defense as well, with it being so low, it means that we are going to take quite a bit of damage as well. But thankfully, because it's tackle, we get through the first battle quite easily. And it leaves me wondering what level am I going to have to be to get past Brock? If we've only got Struggle, it's going to be a bit of a chore. So the first thing I'm going to go and test out though, before we even go over to Viridian Forest, can we beat the rival to the west of Viridian with just the level 5 Raichu? We do have a type advantage against the Pidgey, but because of the Sand Attack, we don't even take it down. We get it down to very low health, but Gust does a lot of damage considering it's 4 levels above us. So yeah, we're going to skip this one until we're at a little bit of a higher level. And coming back at a higher level, it's going to be a very easy battle. Level 5 was just not going to cut it. Come back at level 8, and we can near enough one-shot the Pidgey. Thankfully it goes for Gust this time. And there we go. We can beat that Pidgey. Bulbasaur, I don't know if that's Leech Seed at this point. It should have Leech Seed at this point. But we've paralysed it, and then we can start chipping away at it with Thundershock. Thundershock is not a great move, but for an electric type move this early on in the game, it is pretty useful, but not against the upcoming gym leader. It does have Leech Seed, I was right. And that makes things a little bit annoying, really. So yeah, we get down to about 4 HP, and it's only at that point we can take him out. If we'd been Sand Attack, we probably would not have been able to beat him at this point. But now we've beaten that rival, the only other thing we can do before going on with the rest of the game is beating Brock. So I went in this at level 17 after beating all the trainers, even doing a little bit of training up in Viridian Forest. And the only strategy we can go for here was to deplete all of our PP on all of our moves, which does take a while because Growl's got 40 PP, Thundershock's got 30, and Thunderwave's got 20. So that's 90 moves that we have to then get rid of just to go against Brock with struggle. So at level 17 we get down to around about half HP by beating the Geodude. The most annoying thing about the Geodude, of course, it doesn't use double team, it uses defense curl, different D move. And because of that, we just can't deal enough damage. We're down at 14 HP. Mathematically, it's not possible to beat Brock here, even if he misses all his bides and only uses Screech against us. It's just not possible. So, yeah, even with Tackle, we're going at 2 HP. He uses bide. And, yeah, one more struggle is going to knock ourselves out. But I don't think we're too far off. I think having a few more points in HP is definitely going to help us here. And yeah, it actually took us till level 21 to get even one attempt where we could beat Brock with just a Raichu. Now that makes me scared for when Pikachu comes up on these runs, because if level 21 with its evolved form is not enough to take it out, yeah, then Pikachu's really going to struggle. And we've had other Pokemon that have struggled more, but level 21 for a fully evolved Pokemon is quite bad. And we do lose a hell of a lot of time in this early game just trying to get past Brock, because you can't get up much. You can't get much experience in Viridian Forest. The best you can do is go against level 6 Metapods. And even with all of that and the higher level, the Onix does a lot of damage because we can't reduce its attack. We're on 5 HP here, and thankfully he goes for Screech, and we've just got enough HP to get through with one last struggle. So yeah, you can see me pausing here. This took me ages to get past, but we've beaten Brock, and because we're at a higher level now, being level 21, we can move straight over to Misty, and because we've got the type advantage, it's not going to be a problem whatsoever. So let's move over to Misty and let's see how quickly we get through her Staryu and Starmie. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be quick. It's definitely going to be quick. So going through Mount Moon, we've already picked up Mega Punch. So now we've actually got a different move that we can do damage with. Well, it's a physical move instead of a special move, and it does 80 base power. So it's a good move to have in this early game, but as soon as we get over to the SSN, it's going to be swapped over for one of my favourite Gen 1 moves, which is Body Slam. And that move is going to make the run a lot easier, especially when it comes to the Exploding Hiker in Rock Tunnel. There's a few other moves that I'm thinking we could probably put on our moveset going through. Thunderbolt, when we get it from Surge, is definitely going to be a priority. That's probably going to be our main move. We could have Swift, we could have Reflect, we could have Mimic. There's a lot of moves that we could use, and I think the late game probably will be quite difficult because of the lack of coverage moves, really. The majority of the moves we can learn are normal type. And if you think of the more annoying Elite Four member, we've got Agatha to come up with. And if we've only got Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt's not a bad move, but yeah, we've gone against Ghost types. You'd ideally want a Ground type move or a Psychic type move. I've talked over the rival fight on Nugget Bridge there, but there wasn't really too much to talk about because we're such a high level compared to his. It was more worth just going straight over to SSN and seeing if we have a harder battle against him there. Even with going through minimum battles since Nugget Bridge, we're at level 29 for this fight, so yeah, we're not going to do too badly against him really. Body Slam is a fantastic move, and it's going to take down the Kadabra and Raticate with one hit. And even then, it's the best move to use against the Ivysaur as well. Thundershock will not do much. And there we go, we're at level 30 going into Lieutenant Surge. Now Lieutenant Surge, this is going to be an interesting one, because Electric-type Pokemon against Electric-type Pokemon. We've got Body Slam, his Pokemon don't, but they have Thunderbolt, or at least his Raichu does. So the best thing we can do here, because most Electric-type Pokemon in Gen 1 have got quite bad defences, we just go for Body Slam. there's the Pikachu down in 1. Raichu, it's going to go down in 2. Even gets a Thunderbolt off on us, but it's not going to be a problem whatsoever. And we can move past Lieutenant Surge and see how our luck goes up against the Exploding Hiker. And yeah, it's going to be a hard one. So yeah, we can teach Thunderbolt now. I'm actually going to get rid of Thunder Wave for the time being. I did pick up the TM for it earlier on, so if we ever did need it again, we can get Thunder Wave back. The Exploding Hiker is going to be an interesting battle. Body Slam's the only move that's really worth using on him, and the first Geodude already uses Self-Destruct, so we're at 65 HP and we've still got 2 more Pokemon to go. If he uses, if we go down too much HP or we get hit by another Self-Destruct, I don't think we'll be able to survive this one. Thankfully, it doesn't go for Self-Destruct, and we've got 49 going into the Graveler. I don't know if this is going to be a range or whether... Oh no, we survive on 7 HP. That's lucky. Considering our defences aren't great, having those few extra levels definitely helped. And considering we're here in Lavender Town now, we've got through Rock Tunnel, we might as well see how we do against the rival. Thunderbolt is going to make quick work of the Pidgeotto. It's going to make quick work of the Gyarados because it's 4 times weak to electric type moves. I'm even using Thunder Shock there. Growlithe, probably a better move going Thunderbolt or Body Slam. I went for the Stab Thunderbolt there. But Kadabra, definitely. We're going to go for Mega Punch here. Probably not going to keep Mega Punch too much longer. Its accuracy is only 85, whereas Body Slam's is 100. And we get through without much of a problem. Now, the next 2 trainers are definitely going to be more of a problem. We've got Erica and then we've got Giovanni. And now I did contemplate which of the 2 was going to be better to go against first, but I decided, you know, Giovanni's probably going to be harder. If I can beat him, then I can definitely beat Erica. So we start off with a Body Slam to get the paralysis, and thankfully the Onix doesn't do too much damage to us, but it does keep using Screech and lowering our defences, which isn't good because Giovanni's got a very physical team, especially with the Rhyhorn when it likes to use Stomp and Horn Attack. Don't think it's got Stomp in this battle, but he uses his customary guard spec, wastes the turn, and we can take it down to while we've still got 78 HP. That very early grind on the levels is definitely helping us out, and we are starting to get back a bit more time. I mean, we were level 36 going against Giovanni, and that's not really usual. Raichu itself, though, it is actually part of the medium level up group, so we do get up experience quite well, quite quickly as well. And that's going to kind of trail off towards the back end of the game. So I am picking up the rare candies as I go. Talking about Erica though, here in this battle, I don't think we get extremely lucky in this fight. We're at 6 HP, 2 HP, and then yeah, we actually lose. I was lying to you guys. So Rai did go down with this attempt, but in the very next attempt, it's going to go very differently. I didn't really do the best strategy there. So what I really should have been doing to start off with, I should have been starting off using Body Slam. Thunderbolt is not the greatest move to use against the grass type, so I don't really know what I was thinking of. But I only had 2 Body Slams to work with, really. Razor Leaf does massive damage. I still have Mega Punch there, and I'd rather keep one of those Body Slams for the Vileplume because it's a race. It's going to do more damage than the Tangler's going to do. So here we can try and get the paralysis for Thunderbolt. It is a stab Thunderbolt, so it's more around about the 110 power mark because you get that 1.5%. I can't remember what the actual stab bonus is, but it probably puts it up to around about 110. And we've got about half HP to go into the Vileplume with, so if we can get the paralysis off here with Body Slam, we do get the paralysis and then we get put to sleep. So hopefully Petal Dance doesn't do much damage. It's doing about 22 points of damage, so I could probably tank one more, but we finished off with a Mega Punch on the very next turn. And that's 4 gym badges, and we can move off to complete the rest of the game, really. This is where the game opens up a bit more. So I actually opted to go for Sylph Core here because from all of the runs that I've done, going via Sylph Core after you've beaten Erica in the Lavender Tower is the quickest route, really. You've got a lot less tracking back on yourself. You can go to Sabrina straight after, then go over towards Koga, and then you go and get the TMs for Surf and Strength. That takes you off to Blaine, and then you can go to Giovanni in the Elite Four. That's usually the quickest route that I have found. And strangely, even at level 40, his Pokemon aren't really that much of a problem. We strangely do not take out the Alakazam with Body Slam. I'm quite concerned about that, about the amount of damage we're outputting on that. Good news though, we do get a paralysis against the Venusaur, and it's going to be a free hit KO. Razor Leaf Crit is not doing enough to take us out, but we're on 1 HP because he used a Vine Whip. That actually turned out a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, and that makes me worried about the end game battle. So yeah. Raichu is starting to kind of plateau on its performance, but we did beat Silphco before going anywhere else. And that just leaves Giovanni really in Silphco. I reckon Raichu would be fantastic if it could learn Earthquake. I mean, there's so many other Pokemon that are similar to it that actually can learn Earthquake, and yet Raichu can't. I mean, yeah, I get it's an electric type Pokemon, but I don't know. I just think the coverage move would probably suit it, really. Kangaskhan goes down without much of a problem, to be fair. The bigger problems in this fight are going to be the Rhyhorn and the Nidoqueen. The Nidoqueen, well, to be fair, I would say the Rhyhorn in this instance is more of a threat to a Raichu. We can't do very much damage with our normal type moves, and we still don't have a coverage move for those rock types. And we won't actually get one at all until we actually... We could have gone to Koga and... Yeah, we lost against the Rhyhorn. If I'd gone to Koga first, I could probably pick up Toxic. I could have got Seismic Toss over in Cerulean. But I think going forward, Mimic's probably going to be the better move to use over the two. We actually do learn Submission, but because of the recoil, I am always averse to using moves that inflict recoil. It's very rare that you'll see on one of my runs where I'll use a move like Submission or Double Edge, or even Takedown really. It's only when there's really nothing else available that I will resort to those moves. And in this instance, we don't actually need to go and get like Submission. I actually don't even know where it is off the top of my head. It's TM17. If anyone knows where that is off the top of your head, can you please leave that in the comments, because I reckon we haven't done any fighting type Pokemon really, so yeah, we're probably going to need that move for some future runs. I should relearn where it is. We beat Giovanni relatively easily, and now we've got Sabrina to contend with. Because her Pokemon are very physically weak, Body Slam is the way to go for this fight. It's actually quite an easy fight, in all honesty. Both Mr. Mime and Kadabra go down with 1 hit, and Venomoth as well. It's going to be a 2-hit KO, but we do get Paralyzed, which isn't the greatest. Leech Life, not great. I should be using Thunderbolt here instead of Thundershock, but I want to conserve some PP. So we've got 98 HP going into the Alakazam, and we're Paralyzed. So if we can get at least 1 Body Slam off, hopefully we can get the Paralysis. A critical hit still is not enough to take out that Alakazam in 1 hit. And she starts healing up, but we get another critical. Raichu is very speedy, so it does get critical hits quite a lot of the time. It's one of the reasons why we're not going to be trying to use the Badge Boost glitch very much in this run anyway. Closest we're going to get to it is by using Reflect, and Reflect you can only set up once. But there's not really any moves we can use unless we decide to teach Double Team, where it's actually useful for us to use the Badge Boost glitch. And I actually got a comment recently from, I can't remember what her name was, but she was looking for solo run videos where they don't use the Badge Boost glitch in Gen 1. And it made me think, yeah, as Gen 1 solo runs, we actually do rely on the Badge Boost glitch way too much. Like the J-Rose, Scott's Forts, yeah, we really do rely on it quite a lot. So in the spirit of trying to deliver what people are talking to me about, I'm going to try and do as many of these runs moving forward where I don't utilise the Badge Boost glitch whatsoever. I mean, there are going to be some runs where it's completely unavoidable. I mean, if an opponent's Pokemon uses a stat decreasing move or whatever, that already... I can't help that, so it will induce the Badge Boost glitch. But I'm going to try and endeavour to not use it as much as I can in future runs. So coming into Blaine here, we actually do have Reflect at this point, and I am going to take Mimic and Agility. And this is because I actually did try the fight quite a few times, and neither Body Slam or Thunderbolt was dealing out enough damage where I could consistently do this fight without the Badge Boost glitch. I'd have to have gone up maybe to level 48, and that just didn't seem like in the fun of it. So in this battle I actually did use the Badge Boost glitch. It's kind of disregarding what I've just spoken about there. But you can see how much difference the Badge Boost glitch actually makes. We're going to go for Thunderbolt for the Rapidash. It's a stab move and we've got decent specials, so I really should have been using that one more than Body Slam. We get a critical hit on the Arcanine, and that takes it down. So we actually didn't lose any HP in this fight. And that just shows you how broken the Badge Boost glitch is, really. So yeah, I promise I will be trying to do more runs where I don't utilise it very much. And now we've got all 7 gym leaders beaten. We have to go against Giovanni again. And this is going to be a bit of a slog, because Giovanni has got the type advantage. We do not have great moves, but I've got a strategy which I've used in other runs which may make this a lot easier. So if you've looked at some of my other runs, I've managed to get through Giovanni very consistently and very easily by just using one strategy. So the main thing you need to make sure is you can get past that Rhyhorn as quick as possible. So one Reflect is not going to be much of a problem, and it makes sure that his Fury attack and his Stomp's not going to do too much damage. Annoyingly, this is where I was talking about earlier, I can't stop them using the likes of Tail Whip to reduce my defenses, and that will induce the Badge Boost glitch regardless of what I want it to do, how hard I tried not to use it. But I can't do anything about that. I'll just try and minimise the amount that I actually do. So the strategy that we're going with is the Mimic Dig strat on the Dugtrio. So because his Dugtrio's just used Dig there and it outspeeds us, we can then use Dig and cancel it out in a sense. But because we've now got Dig, we've got a super effective move for the rest of his team, which is fantastic. This is how you can get through Giovanni. Probably the easiest and most consistently if you do not match up well type-wise. And that just leaves the Rhyhorn. Because we outspeed, the Rhydon. Because we outspeed, Fissure or Horn Drill are not going to do anything to us, so it's consistently the easiest Pokemon to defeat on his team, even though it's his ace. If we were going against him as a Slowpoke, yeah, we might actually have a bit of a problem there, because Slowpoke's base speed is, I think, 15. So I think that would be a very hard run. We'll have to see if Slowpoke comes up on the wheel soon. And that just leaves, now we've beaten all of the gym leaders in Kanto, we have to head off towards the Elite Four. The Pidgeot has never been a problem for the Raichu. The Rhyhorn definitely is a problem. We haven't actually mimicked any moves here, so we have to rely on Body Slam to get through this fight. Stomp is it's chipping away at us, and he's also using Tail Whip. Fury Attack, probably the best case scenario that he could use. And he goes for a Retroactive Potion. It's weird that he also uses a potion at this stage in the game, but it's a wasted turn for him. Gyarados, we're going to go for Thunderbolts, 4 times effective, so that's the easiest Pokemon on his team. Growlithe, you know what? I'm going to put Agility on there for this one, because I'm not sure with our stats and our level that we can actually take out that Venusaur. Annoyingly, that Growlithe does start hitting us, but once we set up the Agilities, our Body Slam should do fantastic damage. We do get a critical there, which ignores any Badge Boost glitch. Alakazam, it still doesn't take it out. How does it still not take it out? That's really interesting. I don't think we're going to be able to take out this Venusaur. We're on 3 HP, we get a critical, and it's still not enough. So yeah. Might have to be a few more levels higher to be able to do this. Okay, so I'm going to start at level 48 this time. And I've got to really hope that this Rhyhorn doesn't do much damage against us. What we're really hoping for actually is that he starts Badge Boosting us. Which I know, I've just said that I don't really want to happen very much, but strategically, if it's in there in the game, you can argue that it's worth using. We haven't got we haven't lost too much HP this time round. We're on to the Gyarados now, and that goes down in 1. Because of how much damage that Growlithe did to us last time, I still think Mimic and Agility is the best play. As long as we can outspeed, which normally we will do with a Raichu anyway with 110 base speed, we just gotta hope that we don't get... Okay, why now is that doing so much damage compared to last time? Okay, this makes no sense. We get a critical there, fair enough. Why was this doing more damage this time round? We were past the damage round in threshold. That's confusing. You know, I've got the win. Let's move on. Let's go against Lorelei. And in theory, she should be the easiest Elite Four member. We're still only at level 51. Thunderbolt is enough to take out the Dugong. It's enough to take out the Cloyster. Is it enough to take out the Slowbro? It's got good special. No, it still can't take out the Slowbro. That's interesting. We're now going to level 52, and we got the Jinx to contend with. So, we're going to go for Body Slam here. I think it probably would have done around about the same amount of damage either way. And we take quite a bit of damage from Thrash. Our defense is quite low, if you remember. It's our worst base stat. And we get back. Oh, Hydro Pump, man. We could have lost that there. But, first time victory against Lorelei. Let's move on to Bruno. Normally I will trash on Bruno and say that he is completely useless. But this guy's got 2 Onyxes. And as historically throughout this run, we have not matched up well against a rock type. We don't even have good moves that we can mimic from him. But I do get Harden. He is a very physical attacking trainer. So it's worth getting the Harden to increase our defense. In this instance, I am doing it just because I wanted our defense raised and not because I'm utilising the Badge Boost glitch. That was not my intention. But as you can see here, he's only going for Rage. He is now locked into that, and Body Slam does still not do very much. And this is going to cause a problem. Because his defense is so high now, and because it's taken us so long to take out this Onyx, he's got 1 more upcoming as well. And we've only got 2 moves that we can attack with. We've got 10 PP here. We've got 9. We've got 8. We've got 7. And we've got 6. Right, so we now need to make sure that Thunderbolt takes out all of the rest of his Pokemon. Then we've got 6 Body Slams in order to take out that Onyx. And I shouldn't really have gone for Body Slam here. That's put us in a bad position. Because I've now... Yeah, this is going to be a reset. I do not want to make you sit here and watch me deplete all of my PP. Because there's 30 there, 32. Yeah, I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. Let's reset. We need to manage our power points better in this next attempt. So, the big problem last time was that I mimicked Harden. And then he got he used Harden himself to increase his defense. So even with that, we've got the paralysis here. So now we've only used 4. Well, how many PP have we got left? We have got 10 left. So we've used 8 Body Slams to get to this point on the Onyx. We need to make sure we can... we're going to go into the last one with 6 again. 6 should be enough to take out the other Onyx. So here I'm actually going to mimic Ice Punch, which is what I probably should have done in the very first attempt anyway. So now it doesn't matter how many Body Slams I use. I've got a move that's going to take out that last Onyx a lot more reliably. So Hitmonlee comes out. We're going to go for Thunderbolt. I should have really done this on the Hitmonchan, but I needed to mimic its move. Ice Punch is a 1-hit KO. Yeah, there you go. It's not all about using Body Slam. Sometimes you've got to... It's probably very good that Hitmonchan is on his team with the 3 elemental punches. If you've got Mimic and not much else to work with, yeah, it's actually a fantastic Pokemon to mimic off. Moving into Agatha, this is going to be the hardest one, I think. So, even though Hypnosis is not a great move, this is the move we actually want for Agatha. Because if we get put to sleep and confused, she starts chipping away at you, and that's not good. So we want to keep her Pokemon asleep so we can keep chipping her away. So it takes a critical hit and a normal hit from Thunderbolt to take down the Gengar. One hit KO on the Golbat, which is good. Now the Haunter, it's still not a one hit KO, but we do paralyze it and it uses a retroactive Super Potion. So we've got managed to get through to the Arbok now. We've got 4 Thunderbolts left and I need to conserve them for the Gengar. So last Gengar out, we're going to use Hypnosis. We hit it. It's only got 60 accuracy, which is awful for a move. But we do manage to hit them all in this fight and we get through Agfu without losing any HP. So the Elite Four member that I thought was going to be the hardest turned out to be one of the easier ones. And that's more come down to RNG luck. So now we've got Lance before the champion. Gyarados is going to go down easy. Very easy. We go into level 55. I actually haven't used any rare candies to this point, which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. If I don't have to use rare candies to get through the Elite Four, that usually bumps up the Pokemon in my ratings. If you have to use the rare candies, yeah, it's well, your end level's going to be a lot worse, but it also means that I'll probably rate you a lot lower. We're on 41 HP going into the Aerodactyl here. Thunderbolt is super effective, and that just leaves the Dragonite. If we get hit by one move here, we are not going to do well. He goes for Barrier, and 2 Thunderbolts can take him out. So good RNG on our side again. Are we going to get that in the champion fight? But considering how much we've struggled against the Venusaur in previous ones, I'm not confident going into this at the level that we're at. So let's see how we do against the champion. So first up is Pidgeot. We're going to go straight for Thunderbolt. We just want to get out of the way so it doesn't deal any damage. Next out is Alakazam, and this is where I want to use Mimic. So there's a few moves that I could Mimic here, but I am actually going to go for Recover. I think this is going to be quite a long battle, especially with the Rhydon coming up next. So I want to get my Reflect up, so the defense is higher. And then we can go for Body Slam, because we need to chip away at this Rhydon, but he's also going to be chipping away at us as well, so that's why we've got Recover. It's great that we got the Paralysis there, and it's great that he's using defense lowering moves. It's going to add to the Badge Boost glitch, but it's something I can't control. Annoyingly, Fury Attack is now doing more and more damage, and I can't let my defense get too low, and then he goes for a full restore. Oh, man. Am I going to have enough PP to do this? Recover. Okay. Am I going to have enough PP to take out this Rhydon? I need a critical hit. Come on. Come on. Got 4 PP left. Can we do this? Yes, we should. Mathematically, we should be able to beat him here. Annoyingly, you got a critical Fury Attack there, while I've got lowered defense. And if you get the first hit on a Fury Attack critical, the rest of them are as well. So it's not a great position to be in. Gyarados, it's as it's been for the rest of the run, 1 Thunderbolt takes it down. We're at level 57 here. Arcanine, Thunderbolt's going to be the better play here, but Takedown does massive damage, so I'm going to have to recover here. If he uses Takedown again, that actually works in our favour. But I'm going to go for Thunderbolt, and it goes down. So last up is the Venusaur. And I've only got 1 Body Slam left. It does paralyse it, so now we're going to have to rely on Thunderbolt. And it's going to go for Razor Leaf. 59 HP. We're going to recover. We're going to recover. If we can keep our HP high, that's going to work in our favour. So he has got a bit more. Oh no, Solar Beam. Let's get back up to full HP. Can we tank this? Are you kidding me? Critical hit Solar Beam. That's really annoying. Okay, so what I actually did was I used a few rare candies here. Those few extra levels are definitely going to help us out here. So instead of starting on level 56 like we did last time, we're starting on level 58. It goes past the next damage around threshold, which is usually around about like the 1, 3, 5 and 8 for some reason. We're going to we're going to get Mimic this. Well, we're going to Mimic Psychic this time, so we can take down that Rhydon easier. And also, Psychic is super effective against the Venusaur. That's my thinking. Psychic should be able to do a lot more damage than Thunderbolt will. So, Arcanine is going to take half damage from a Thunderbolt. And we're back through to the Venusaur a lot quicker than last time. We get up to level 59. Psychic does how much damage? About half damage, and he goes for growth, so his special's higher now. We won't be able to take it out with this next hit. He goes for Mega Drain, but one more Psychic will finish it off. And there we go. Raichu has become a Hall of Famer. And we've done it at level 59, but the question I always like to ask at this point in the video, what was our end time? And then where can we figure out about where placing it on our tier list? So let's have a look. Right, you have entered the Hall of Fame. So, Electric type 59 and 4 hours 53 minutes. Okay, considering we did a very bad early game against Brock, we were probably about 2 hours in at that point in game time. We've made up a lot of time to be able to get through the rest of it. I'm quite impressed with that. Sub 5 hours is really, really good compared to a lot of the runs I've done. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Please like, share, subscribe. It's going to pop up right at the end. You'll see the new little overlay I've done at the end to show the subscribe button. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed. We have increased our subscriber base past into double digits now, which doesn't sound very good for a YouTube channel these days. Usually you see people in the millions, but I appreciate it. So now we've completed Raichu though, this is the new part of the video that I was going to tell you about. So at the end of every video now, I will be doing this wheel spin for the next run, so you guys know what I'm going to be doing next week. So let's do with the first spin. First up we got Poliwrath, and that is a very good Pokemon. Water fighting type, that'll have some problems against Sabrina. What we're going to get second? So second up is Golduck. Ooh, not water psychic, but it does learn a lot of psychic moves, so that could be interesting in itself. But what have we got third? Third, we've got Lickitung. You know, I've never used Lickitung before, so guys, I think next week we'll go with Lickitung. We'll see how quickly it does Kanto, and we'll see you next week. Take care.